Hello and welcome to Around the Hoop, the Westwood Basketball Show. I'm your host, Mike Gay. Today we're going to be joined by Matt Gillis, who will look around the hoop to some other sports in Westwood, give us an update on the winter sports, but then also look ahead to the spring sports. We'll be joined by Coach Katherine Clifford, who will talk about the wrap-up to the girls' season, and then we'll have the player profiles, both the boys and the girls' player profiles, sponsored by Conlin Health Care. So we start with Matt Gillis, Athletic Director. Welcome, Matt.
How you doing, Mike? Thanks for having me.
Doing great. So Matt, we're just talking, you're in your 6th season as the Athletic Director, 28th year at Westwood, 26 of that a full-time teacher and Athletic Director. So again, you've been around. This is your third stint here and Around the Hoop. So again, welcome back.
Yeah, thanks very much. It's great to be here. I really enjoy being able to come over. I'm glad you reached out to have him come and do this again. Just talk a little bit about our winter season. I thought we had a really good winter season. We're kind of wrapping it up regular season right now. Basketball finishing up on Monday. Our hockey teams are finishing up their regular season games coming up this week. And our other teams, swimming, indoor track, gymnastics, they've already finished their regular season and been involved in the state sectional tournament and going on to state final tournaments as well.
Yeah, that's great. And so, Matt, you and I have talked off the air quite a bit, as I have with the coaches on air and off air, about what makes a successful year in a particular sport. And so wins and losses or championships in certain sports may signify that you had a great year. But talk about some of the sports that maybe aren't making the tournament, but there's some highlights that you as an athletic director and as the coaches and the community look at. It'll be a successful program.
Sure. One I forgot is our ski team. That's going on as well. I think there's numerous ways to go about determining what makes a successful season. And it isn't always a state championship or a league title, which those are great. I mean, those are really exciting to win because it knows that a lot of hard work goes into achieving that accomplishment. I look at our ski team, for instance. We have about 40 to 45 student athletes on our ski team, which is huge. I mean, it's great having that many student athletes involved in that sport. To go out to Ward Hill out in Shrewsbury or over to Blue Hills to be able to compete. So it's tremendous to see that many kids that are interested in that. Along with our swim and dive team. Our swim and dive team, which has been co-ed now in the winter for the last, this is our 3rd season competing that way. Again, just the size of the program, we have a lot of interest where kids are able to every day get in the pool, swim, compete in meets. Those are all tremendous experiences. And our dive team is doing fabulous. We have just some really exceptional divers that are doing really well this year. Our indoor track, that's another one that has a good amount of success with certain athletes on the state level, but we also compete really well throughout the year. I know that Nora Sino, who's one of our shot putters, she just had a tremendous year this year, and just really proud of what she's been able to accomplish. I'll stick on the shot putters. Matt Berluti was another one. I know that Matt was a first-team All-Star selection for a shot put in the league, so it's a tremendous accomplishment to be recognized with that. So it's very nice. Our hockey teams are doing very well. Boys hockey they qualified to make the state tournament. I believe it's the 36th year in a row. I know that that's really something that the hockey program is very proud of. But I just think it's one of those things that kids shoot for something. They want to make sure that they are going to be able to play up to that level, which just generates a lot of excitement within that sport. And our girls hockey program has just been tremendous. A great highlight this year is Kat Keith scored her 100th point this year, which is a tremendous accomplishment, in her junior year. Still has another year to go and, finishing out the season. So we'll see how many she'll be able to get there. So it's, a lot of fun.
Absolutely. And so coming back to basketball around
Sure.
the hoop, both the boys and the girls program, a tough year, both following huge runs of success. Talk about the boys program a little bit because unfortunately Steve St. Martin won't be here today. He's getting ready for a big game in Holliston. Talk about this win and you're in game that they've got tonight.
Yeah, tonight's going to be a really exciting night for Wolverine basketball. If we ended up winning, if we win this game, we'll be tied for second place in the TVL Large, which will then qualify us for the tournament. Typically, tournament qualifications are 500 or better, or winning your league. But there's also the provision where if you finish in second place in your league, so there's an opportunity tonight for the team to go out and get a big win tonight, which will put them at 8-6 in the league, which will be good enough for second place, which will get them into the tournament. And then once you get into the tournament, anything can happen. And we look at just the schedule that Steve put together. He put together a really strong schedule. So we've been playing, some top quality basketball teams. So it'll be nice for us to, get the win and then, get into the tournament, and hopefully we'll have a good run.
So, again, tough game tonight against Holliston. Again, another league competitor. If they win that game and they're in, then they have the Reilly Classic over the weekend.
Yep.
And 3 Division I teams. So it's a great warm-up to face probably some of the higher-end Division II talent in the state tournament.
Yeah, it'll be Steve always talks about the quality experience that the team's going to get, being able to compete against high-caliber teams. So this way our team can see where they stand up. So I think this will be a really good test for them coming up this weekend.
Yeah. On the girls' side, Coach Clifford will be following up your segment.
Yep.
Again, a phenomenal program, a family atmosphere. They're amazing at social media. I'm constantly seeing pictures of dinners and fun events that they're doing. But again, we've talked to Coach Clifford about some of the things that you can do, to really make it a successful program. They would have loved to have qualified for the state tournament. Unfortunately, it's not going to work out this year, but they're really positive things with the underclassmen.
Yep, I think that there's some, quality athletes coming up for us within the program. Elizabeth Gill has been playing tremendous this year. She's going to be really exciting to, watching the Reilly this weekend, as well as the next 3 years. I think she'll be an exciting player. Plus, just the other sophomores and juniors that will be returning next year. I think they'll be a really exciting team to look forward to watching to next year.
Absolutely. So let's look ahead. I got the email that spring sports registration is now
Yes.
Up and running.
Yep.
So what can Westwood residents look forward to in the spring?
Great weather, I hope. Really looking forward to that. Yep, we have our baseball, softball, lacrosse, spring track, tennis. We have all those sports coming up. Registration is open right now to go and register for that. We have a lot of returning coaches. Margaret Spatola with girls lacrosse, Todd Zahurik with boys lacrosse. We did hire 2 new coaches this year, one for baseball, which is Garrett Larkin. He's going to be our varsity baseball coach for this year. And Tom Grandy is going to be our softball coach for this coming season. So really excited for the 2 of them to come in and experience the Westwood athletes, and hopefully they'll take them on to some exciting victories. And tennis, we have Laurie Bass is coming back as our boys tennis coach, and Martha Loeffner is also our girls tennis coach. I think those 2 programs, again, are just going to be strong programs within the league, and really excited about where they're going to take us.
That's great. My final question is kind of a look into your day-to-day schedule. So we're going from winter sports, and you're kind of wrapping up regular seasons and potential playoff runs for some of the teams. You got the spring teams getting ready. What's your day look like? What does your week look like when you're doing those transitions from one season to the next?
Sure. They're a little quieter now, but only in terms of just the number of games that are going on. So a typical day, I'm looking at making sure buses are officials, making sure of any events that we have coming up, that those are all set, which is always done. Something that we send out at the beginning of the season to make sure everything's scheduled. But I always like to make sure that those things are, quadruple checked to make sure everything is all set on that front. And then it's planning for this, the spring season coming in, going through registrations, again, making sure our schedules are set, talking with coaches, making sure that they're ready to go, making sure I have equipment orders. That stuff is all set in place and ordered, so they'll be ready to go for the spring. While I'm still working in this season of making sure that all our tournament forms, any information to get to the MIA, to make sure that that stuff is all in a timely manner in place so that our teams are eligible to be able to compete. And then we're also working on the fall. So our fall schedule is something that we we try and stay close to a season or almost 2 seasons ahead in our planning to make sure that our fall season is in place. And I'm even already looking into the winter season next year to make sure that those beginning things schedule-wise are put into place.
So basically not really much, right? You're just kind of sitting there twiddling your thumbs.
Yeah. And then making sure that, all our bills get paid and, making sure all our facilities are set.
The heat's turned on and the lights work. That makes sense. So, I mean, it's interesting because it's not, a lot of people don't think about all of those things that have to take place. They just show up and enjoy great high school athletics. But no, it's great having you. Again, congratulations on your 6th season as athletic director and your 26th/28th year at Westwood.
Awesome.
It's great to have you part of the program.
Great, thank you very much.
Thanks.
All right.
Okay, we'll be back with Katherine Clifford, who will look at the final run for the girls on the regular season, and then also we'll have the player profile sponsored by Conlin Health Care. I'll be right back. Joining us now is Coach Katherine Clifford. Welcome, Coach.
Thank you.
So, Coach, walk us through the last few games. You've had some big wins.
Yeah, we were off from here last week, right? So we played Millis last Friday night. Always a good team. They're just so well coached. It's a really good, strong program. We were able to kind of just gut out a win. It was a low-scoring game, and their head coach and I talked before the game how we both had trouble scoring, but playing good defense, and just kind of been 2 scrappy teams going at it. And we were able to hang on for a win against them, which was good. And then we also had a good win against Bellingham on the road. They're having a tough year. It was nice to kind of have a comfortable win. Got contributions from a lot of people. We had 10 different girls score, which is just always nice to see. The team being able to spread it around.
That's great. So, Coach, unfortunately, one of the goals that you had set at the beginning of the year was to make the tournament. Some early games didn't go your way, and so that won't be a goal that you'll achieve. How do you finish out a season and really build positives when one of your goals is not met?
Yeah, it's tough. We're sitting at 6-11 right now, and there's still a lot of basketball to be played. We have, 3 games left, and we know they're all winnable, so you're trying to stay focused on that. But it is hard when there's a little less to play for, and it's something that we've been in the tournament the last few years, so we don't, the girls and myself included, don't really know how to do that. The good news is I think that the easy answer is, for your seniors, you're devastated for them not to get that kind of last crack at the tournament, but at the same time you want to keep their experience as positive as you can while also still developing and playing good basketball and getting better. With that said, that's sort of our goal always, is to balance the experience piece and the performance piece. So some things have definitely changed, some things have a different feel, and you adjust as you go down the road, but in general the focus still remains in the same place.
Yeah. So talk about the end of your season. Big game against Holliston, and then the Reilly Classic.
Yeah, so Holliston, when we went to their place the first time, we lost by 3 in a really close game. We were up and kind of blew a late lead. So I know the girls are hungry for a little revenge, which is nice. And then we have the Reilly Classic coming up. So 3 Division I teams. It'll be really competitive. Wellesley and Needham both come out of the Bay State League, which is always competitive. They're both tournament teams. King Philip, not a tournament team. They're struggling a little bit, kind of like we are. But we're similar teams. They come from the strong Hockomock League. So if that matchup happens, and it could on day 2, depending on how things shake out. But either way, it should be a good 2 days of basketball on both the boys and girls side.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about the player profile. So Conlin Health Care, our sponsor. You've got two girls that you'd like to spotlight today, and they'll be joining us after this segment. Yeah, absolutely. So 2 of our seniors, Gabby Heaney-Secord and Allie Fleischer, are here today. Again, both seniors. Gabby's been on the team for 3 years and has just does a lot for us, does a little bit of everything. Probably one of the best pure shooters that has come through here in a while. So she'll be here to talk a little bit about her experience. Allie Fleischer, unfortunately, has been injured all season. Just got a green light to give her a couple minutes on senior night just to kind of get that feel, which will be exciting. But it's been too bad. But both of them just do it, a good job on and off the court. Leadership skills, you need that from your seniors. So they're both here and excited. So unfortunately, Steve St. Martin can't be with us tonight as he gets ready for a big game against Holliston. Touch on the player profile for Steve's players. Yeah, sure. They're in an exciting time for sure. He has 2 sophomores here, Pat Reilly and Jonathan Ng, who have stepped up and given the boys team really good minutes this year in an exciting late season run, and hopefully they can keep that going. And lastly, talk about the Reilly Classic for the boys' side. Yeah, I know Coach St. Martin, does the same thing, tries to get really good teams and competitive, and he did just that. There's 3 Division I teams on their side as well. Braintree's always good. Our neighbors up at Zavarian are coming down, and Shrewsbury has a little bit of a longer ride, but they'll be here too. So I anticipate, 2 good tournaments on both sides. Well, it was funny, Coach Clifford. When I was talking to Matt Gillis before you joined us, I said that you are absolutely all state when it comes to social media. So I see the things that you do with the girls are phenomenal. I saw a pizza dinner in the locker room, which that was a little shaky, but
yeah, we kind of fell upon that this year. I sent them out on a scavenger hunt once, and I had bagels and stuff when they got back, and I just kind of threw a table in the middle just to have something to put food on. Sure enough, they all sat around it, and they're like, "We do this again?" So we had a little family dinner this week, which was a lot of fun. So it's sometimes the off the court stuff is just as fun as the on the court stuff.
Absolutely.
But it's a great group of kids.
Yeah, and like we said, I mean, you've done a phenomenal job with both the senior class, and again, it's sad to see them go without making the tournament, but some really exciting underclassmen contributions. So it's going to be really fun to see you finish out the season. Hopefully, get a win at home against Holliston, take home the Reilly Classic Championship, and then build for next year.
Be great.
So it's great to have you. We will see you in a couple of weeks where we'll wrap up the overall season.
Sounds great.
Thanks for joining us. Joining us now for the Conlin Health Care Player Spotlight, we have Gabriella Heaney-Secord, and we have Ali Fleischer. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
It's great to have you.
Great to be here.
So 2 seniors wrapping up great basketball careers that started back in the WBA all the way up through the high school programs. Gabriella, we'll start with you. Talk about your experience at Westwood High and playing for Coach Clifford.
Yes, so I was actually on varsity on my sophomore year, which was absolutely amazing. Like, I was so excited. I love playing basketball, and I just feel that Westwood just had a very really good record before, and so I was really excited to be a part of this amazing team, and it was really good. Like, the girls were so amazing. It was so much energy, and like, it was just a really good experience. I've enjoyed 3 years that I've been on varsity, and Cliff's been amazing coach, really pushing us all to do our best and just perform the best that we can be, and always supporting us through everything. So it's been a great journey.
Absolutely. Ali, how about yourself?
Yeah, so I've been on varsity, well, this is my first year, and I haven't been able to play pretty much the whole season because of my injury, but it's really nice seeing the morale of like the team in the locker room and how close we are on and off the court. And Cliff has been like a great coach, both on and off the court. She lets us be like who we are. We can goof off to a certain extent, but like when it's game day, she gets us all serious and we're all ready to go. And in practices, it's nice because since I haven't been able to do much, she gets me involved with like tallying different things or counting things and making practices a little bit more competitive, which has definitely helped us over the season. Yeah.
That's great. So there's a few games left. A big game against Holliston at home, followed by the Reilly Classic. As the season comes to an end, and unfortunately your high school careers on the basketball court come to an end, what are some of your goals over the next few games? We'll start with you.
Well, I'm really sad that this is going to be ending soon. I've really enjoyed playing on the team, but I think my goal for the next 3 games is to just try to play my heart out. Play like it's my last game ever, which is for high school. It's going to be coming up soon. So I just think the best thing for me to do is just to play my hardest, and whatever happens, happens.
That's great, Ali. So exciting, for everybody at home. I heard that Coach gave me the news that you have been cleared to play a few minutes on senior night, which is going to be Sunday.
Yeah, I have, which I'm really excited for. Get back on the court with my teammates, and even just if it's a couple minutes, which I know it's going to be, it's just going to be nice to have that experience, and especially on that night, such a special night for myself and the rest of the seniors. But for the game tonight, and then also the second Reilly Classic game, which we will have on Monday, my goal is just to be like the most energetic of like person on the bench, be like always giving my teammates high fives, cheering them on, doing what I've been doing this season, but kicking it up a notch, because I want to make sure we end on a high note and like be happy about like where we came from and like how we ended. Yeah.
Absolutely, and either one of you can take this last question. So again, seniors, you've given leadership, and you've shown it in practice, whether you can play in practice or whether you're making it more competitive with your your athleticism and in your case your shooting. How do you try to transition over these last few games to the underclassmen, try to pass the baton and the leadership that you guys have shown?
Well,
Yeah, there you
want to
go.
go first?
You can go first.
Okay,
Seems to know what
well,
you're saying.
one thing that definitely our captains have relayed the message to definitely the younger classmen is that you want to make your mark on this program, whatever it may be. You want to make sure you're always remembered and play for not only yourself, play for your team and play for your seniors, because you only get to live this moment once. You only get to be a senior once. So play your heart out and everyone will be happy no matter the outcome. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I agree with a lot of that. I just think it's so important that you just play your hardest, be as energetic as you can be. Always cheer on your teammates no matter what the situation is, whether you're winning a lot or losing a lot, and just have fun with it. Honestly, it's such a great experience in high school, and it's such an honor to be able to play on varsity for an amazing program. So it's just have fun with it and just play your heart out.
That's great. Well, ladies, thank you so much. Again, congratulations on great careers. I saw both of you throughout your Westwood basketball careers as well. Good luck at the next level, wherever that may be. So
Okay,
thanks
thank
for joining us.
Thank you
Thank
so
you for
much.
having us.
There you
Thank
go.
you.
Joining us now for the Conlin Health Care Player Spotlight, we have Patrick Reilly and Jonathan Ing.
Hey.
Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
So two sophomores, starting the season, excited to make the team. You've both contributed tremendous minutes and big scoring, big rebounding. So it's been a great, from my point of view, a great experience to watch you guys grow. We'll start with you, Patrick. Walk us through that from the tryouts all the way through today when you're on the cusp of a really important game.
Well, definitely a great experience. Tryouts, our team didn't have great chemistry. We were trying to start off the season, lots of ups and downs, and then here we are now. We have this game tonight against Holliston, just do or die kind of. If we win, we get into the tournament. So, just it's a great season, but comes down to this kind of.
Yeah, and so how about your growth as a player? Again, the speed of the game is different.
Yeah.
It's faster, more intense. How has your game grown from the start of the season to today?
Well, it's grown just it's crazy how fast, intense this gameplay is. Compared to last year when it was freshman and JV, the step up to varsity is just so much bigger, and you have to be ready for it. But I think I've adapted to it pretty well.
That's great. So Jonathan, similar, walk us through the experience that you've had from tryouts to today.
Yeah, it's the same thing as Pat. My experience, I was scared at first, and I just felt nervous. And then once I got used to the whole program and system of it, I got with the flow and I got my game going better and better. And the seniors, they've really helped me and Pat, I'd say, get better and improve and work on our skills to better us as players.
That's great. So talk a little bit about, again, a big matchup. When this airs, the game will already have taken place, so people will be tweeting to see what happened and whether you won or lost. But walk us through the mentality of going into such a big game. And you've had to win 3 TVL games in a row, actually 2 games in a row to put yourself in a position to win tonight, and you're in. As sophomores, are you along for the ride for that, or are you right there with your senior captains and your upperclassmen, in the mix, trying to push forward?
I think we're definitely right there with them. Kind of a big theme for the season has been going in with a killer mentality to every game. So I think kind of everyone on the team doesn't really matter how many minutes you get, but you always got to be prepared with that mentality. You're going to go in there, you're going to influence the game as much as you can.
Very cool. Anything you want to add to that?
Yes, just what Pat said, that killer mentality. It's what we need and have, and I feel we can get this win against Holliston with that.
There you go. So now we'll go off court and we'll talk a little bit about some fun, goofy stuff. So one player can be an upperclassman or an underclassman. Best nickname on the team. Go.
I have to go with James McGowan. We call him Gouster.
Gouster.
Yeah.
Any significance to Gouster, or is it just a?
No, kind of right after tryouts when he was on the team, we kind of just like threw a bunch of nicknames out, and that one kind of stuck.
There you go. So you've picked on an underclassman, James McGowan, a freshman who was in the player spotlight in the previous week.
Yeah.
So we'll go with you. What now? You got to pick on a senior. So somebody, best nickname or goofy fact about one of the seniors.
Well, it's more like a group. It's not just like one person. We have this thing that started because of John Watt called the beepers.
Mm-hmm.
Like after every practice, he would go in his car, get in his car, and just rapidly beep his horn at like 8 at night. It was just hilarious.
Yeah.
And we created a group chat because of that.
So it's a group chat called the Beepers.
Yeah.
And now did it spread? Does everybody get in their car? I mean, you're underclassmen, so you don't drive yet, but are players beeping their horn on a regular basis?
No, it's just Hawat.
Just John Hawat.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. I think John Hawat was in the player spotlight last week, so I don't know if he shared that fun fact with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. How about Coach St. Martin? So any fun facts about Coach St. Martin, whether it's his in-game demeanor, some of the things that he does that people don't know about that are positive outside the lines?
Not really. Maybe sometimes after or like before a game, he'll like make a joke or something to get everyone like kind of just, I don't know, like riled up and like kind of lighten the mood a little bit, but
Yeah.
nothing really specific.
Nothing about the fedora, coming in with a styling hat.
Yeah. Oh, like after one film, he's like talking about like his confidence and how he can wear a fedora like anywhere, and he looks stylish.
Yeah.
He does. Well, you know what? He definitely looks much more stylish than I could ever pull off. So there you go. Well, guys, thank you for joining us, coming down to Westwood Media Center. Incredible contributions. Again, it's great to see you guys grow. I've watched both of you playing in WBA. Was a big fan then, and it's great to see you on the high school stage, taking your talents to the next level. So good luck tonight. Get it done. Represent Westwood well, and then good luck in the Reilly Classic as well.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
You're welcome. So I want to thank everybody for joining us on Around the Hoop, the Westwood Basketball Show. Special thanks to Coach Clifford, Matt Gillis, the athletic director, and the player spotlights, Gabriella Heaney-Secord and Ali Fleischer on the girls' side, and Patrick Reilly and Jonathan Ng on the boys' side. Again, want to thank Westwood Media Center, phenomenal organization. If you haven't been to 15 Purwall Street to check out these facilities, you're missing out. Try to get down during working hours. And again, thank you to both the boys and the girls program for the support that they've shown. It's been awesome to do Around the Hoop. We'll have one more episode for the season to wrap things up. And for everybody that makes this happen behind the scenes, for both Maggie and Connor and Melinda at Westwood Media Center, I'm Mike Gay saying see you next time.